right, y'all, I wanted to get some footage over here on the mower. So real quick, my DJI mic came. Well, it's actually two mics. Pretty pricey, really. But you know, quality costs, you know. I would say these are probably the best ones on the market at this moment. I might be wrong, but they, what was it? $349 for this or something like that. So it was my birthday present from my aunt, my wife, and me to me. So yeah, so let's open it up and kind of check it out. I got my camera. My camera battery's dead. It didn't charge last night. Oh wow. So y'all see that, man, right? Pretty cool, man. And when you open it up, I can open it up. When you open it up, bam, look at that. It just screams quality. It does. You got two mics, and then you got the I guess the receiver and two mics, whatever, however you want to do it. That right there, you just clamp it on, and it automatically you can set it to where it'll do all kinds of stuff. It'll do more stuff than I even know of. And then you got this thing right here. It's I don't know what the names of all the stuff is. I think these are the mics and that's the receiver, but I might be wrong. Well, these got to be the mics because that's what you talk into. And it's got the fuzz balls that go on top and everything. Got a nice little, you know, case here, and then you got this. And this is a charging thing, just like the earbuds and stuff. You plug it in right there, and everything charges. So you don't have to. So once you open this up and pull the mic out, it automatically is synced with the receiver. Now I don't know everything there is to know about all this. It seemed like a little complicated, but everything of quality is a little bit to begin with. But I'll master it. I haven't had time. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of other stuff. We're trying to get the work done. So yeah. But this thing right here, it's a touch screen and everything, man. So yeah, pretty badass, man, if you ask me. But you know, I'm not using it yet because my damn camera is dead. So I was going to put one of these on and put the camera up out there and tell you. But this guy that has been working with me, you know, all week and last week, he's doing really good. He knows a lot. You can tell. Like I told him, I said, hey man, so we usually touch up that edge. So what he did is smart. Well, he's got experience. It ain't really, you know, rocket science. He goes down through there with a weed eater on the sidewalk side, right? You can hit it with the weed eater. But on the road side, he grabbed the edger and did the edger with the road side with the actual edger. So, you know, that makes it a lot, well, you don't sling as much stuff into the traffic. But that edge looks great. And we've been working on that edge, you know, every time we come. So, yeah. But yeah, without further ado, I'll kick it. Okay, y'all, so again, we got big limbs down on another property, so had more money. To get that limb up, get it out of there, probably about 80 bucks. So another way that we make more money. So yeah, I ain't got the mic in yet. I gotta figure out how to use the damn thing, man. This part right here, this is a regular customer, so I'm gonna send her a picture of this and see what they say. So yeah, y'all. We got it all up. I'm gonna push the rest of this little stuff up in there. So that's an additional 80. So this property is already an 80, so that's 160 over here. We just doubled up. So all right, y'all, man, I dodged another freaking bullet, y'all. Man, so I was spraying this property that we just did, and the guy next door, he's real nice. He came over to me and was talking to me. But yeah, I pulled off and the damn sprayer came off the trailer. That's the second time that done happened, man. So, wow, I'm talking about, you talking about lucky. I was so lucky. So when we pulled up to the next job, I was like, I was gonna spray over there, and I'm like, so when I saw that the sprayer wasn't on the trailer, or you know, in the back right here, I usually keep it right here. When I saw one there, I'm like, oh my God, dude, that sprayer is just destined to not be mine. So fortunate, man. That's, you know, that's 200 and some change, man. And I broke the other one, so yeah. It was just laying on the side right there where I turned around at. And I've been trying to, if the homeowner hadn't come up talking to me next door, and I wasn't spraying some of his stuff, I would have not got off the kilter. But he gave me another $40 to spray around his stuff while I'm spraying, you know, the yard that I normally do. So it happens, man. I make mistakes again every day. It seems like, you know, I mean, I can show y'all a mistake that I make every single day. Every day. It happens all the time. I mean, so, you know, the notion that, you know, that people think I know it all, or I'm a know-it-all, or I'm, you know, I'll never do nothing wrong, or, you know, all that, you know, mumbo jumbo. I do. I make mistakes every single day, man. Yesterday I made a mistake, a couple of them. You know, the big one being that mower almost went in that pond. It was like went across that beaver dam and it caved in on the edge. So, you know, you make mistakes. Some of them costly, some of them not. The point I'm trying to make is we're all going to make the mistakes. So it's how we react to them. And, you know, I mean, a lot of guys might not have even noticed the sprayer gone. I would have noticed it as soon as I got out of the truck. But that might have been, you know, 15 more minutes, that sprayer might be gone. It wasn't laying in the middle of the road. It was laying in that homeowner's yard. And nobody probably would have got it. The homeowner, he probably would have saw it when he came outside again. Because he was outside, in and out, while we were doing the property next door. So, yeah. Yeah, y'all. But just another mistake, man, you know. And it cost me, you know, about 10 minutes of my time too. But the good thing is I went on and just dropped him here where he can damn go on and do the yard. This yard's small. It's gonna be done before I'm gonna grab the blower and blow off so he can wrap it up. Okay guys, so this is my guy's rig. He really did have his own business, or does. And this is some of the equipment. He ain't got all the equipment. He didn't even know he would be mowing grass today with his rig. So you got that trailer, and then over here, look what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna work on HOA on a stand-on Scag. Is that weed or stay there like that? Yeah. Let me see how you got that. How you got that? So. I mean, it'll bounce around too if you don't. Yeah, and there's a lot of. And look, dude, if you get over here on some of this stuff and you feel like, man, I do better on a sit down, just come on back and grab it, all right? Because it'll be right there. But yeah, y'all, this is the Scag Vride 2, man. How many hours on it?
This one 1056.6.
So 1056. It's an EFI, it looks like. It's a 52-inch deck, and y'all know that I don't normally well, I've never had a stand on in my business.
Nice and dirty. Big property you can blow while you're on here.
Right, yeah. And that is one good thing. But we cut a lot of big stuff, so we're gonna see how. I know the mower can do it. You know, it's about, huh?
Got a good clean deck.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now the deck's pretty good. I didn't like mine because it really wasn't that comfortable sitting there.
How clean it is.
Huh? Oh yeah. Well, y'all, you know, my mowers stay fresh. So.
Yes, indeed.
That's what mine makes you. Mine 10 times worse than that, dude. What I don't like about the Scag is you gotta grease the spindles
Yeah.
But this is a 52, man. It's a pretty good machine, really. Yeah. All right, man. So you ready?
Yep.
You already know what to do, pretty much, don't you? I'm going to show you. Got your weed eater full of fuel?
That's what I was about to do.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man. And when we get over there where we're getting to working, y'all, I might get on it and y'all can see the old man on one of these. This one right here feels a lot better already than that Stars I demoed. I'm going to have to pull up and get out of the road. Okay, y'all, so we're going to see how that Scag holds these curves right here. Watch out. Watch out. So y'all see how this ditch is? I'm gonna put the camera behind me where y'all can see the Scag do just like what I do. Ready? Hey! Away like this, you gotta. It ain't just that steep it is. He's got the cover over the deck mount. I don't know how good that's gonna do. But see, he needs to have the deck a little up. There you go, right there. There you go, right there, feet. Coming up to me. You see, he's gonna have a hard time keeping up. He might end up going back and getting my mower, my other mower. So, because there's a lot, man, and it's gonna take a lot longer if he can't move any faster, you know. And I ain't trying to wear him out. Stuff like this, you're not as versatile on a stand on, but if you're not doing stuff like this, I'm sure they're great, you know. So I see what you're saying.
So like one side might be cutting a little bit lower when you turn.
Right, because on a zero turn, you're able to pick the deck up a little bit, right, and that keeps the chains tight. Yeah, I see what you're saying, dude. I didn't even think about that, man.
That was loose. That was tight.
Yeah, that thing it might need to be adjusted.
The blades have been on here since.
Tell them how often we sharpen the blades down here in Georgia.
Buy some new ones.
Yeah, when we buy some new ones, or when I look at the end of it and they're all split and shit, where they're not blowing grass no more. I never noticed it on the cut quality of what we cut, because we just cut trashy stuff most of the time. You know, and that's what's down here, but somebody's got to cut it, right?
Yeah.
So, but I did notice that I don't think now, and I'm not dogging nobody out, please don't come at me. I don't think that, I'm talking to subscribers too, I don't think that this V-Ride 2 was the best machine to have on a property on a job like this compared if you got these. Yeah. Because even coming down that hill, you have to, I saw you got to think about what you're doing. See, on these, you can just, go anywhere. But you can move the deck. You can pick the deck up and down. Yeah, of course,
I had the weed eater on there.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Because, these Exmarts, that's one of the reasons why I love them, because it might not be the most comfortable thing, but you can put weed eater stays right here. But when you're doing stuff like this, I don't know that I could that machine ride on that slope this way?
Yeah, if it's not wet.
See, my machine will ride that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, my machine will hug it. Huh?
Yours is gonna go faster.
Yeah, but well, we know there's a little bit difference in, there's a difference in price point. I mean, the stand-on mowers are always going to be a little cheaper than
the other one I got.
Huh?
The other one I got with the 37, I think it was like 13.
Yeah.
That Walker cost more than both of them.
Oh yeah.
Walker
yeah.
15,000 in 2018.
But I just kind of wanted to. We're going to do a few little clips over here today. But we're trying. I'm going to try to do a few clips. But y'all got to know that we got to do the work too, and he doesn't know the parameters of the HOA. So I got to show him that so I can leave him alone, and I need to go start cutting where I normally cut at. Having two mowers right up on each other over here is not the best, not the best way to do things. So let me tell him what to do. Let me get some of my stuff cut, and we'll come back to this later. Okay, y'all. So we're on that. We're on the HOA. Y'all see how nice that looks down through there. So no weeding the fence, but we have to weed eat the mouth of each driveway that we go over all the way down through there. So there's probably about maybe 10 on each side or something like that. But yeah, so you can tell I've been spraying the ditch right here, you know, the mouth. So now I just got done weed eating, and it ain't a hardcore edge. We don't even really get paid to edge the driveway. We're just responsible for the grass from the fence to the road. But the driveway is well, that's not my responsibility, but I went on and touched it with a weed eater. I ain't, you know, but yeah. So I hadn't cranked up my mics yet. They're in the truck. I got to show the new guy what to do, and that's a time sucker. And I want to make sure that we do the work before anything else. So, and then he's on his V-Ride too. Now he volunteered to bring his V-Ride, and I told him, you know, you don't have to do that. But he said he'd like to try it on some of the slopes over here. So I don't want people coming at me talking about, Ray, you taking advantage of that man and all this. He wanted to use the V-Ride. He wanted to. And I'm gonna get on it too, and we'll get a little bit of we'll get a clip of me on it. But we had to get things going first, you know. So let me get off of here. Maybe I'll set y'all up somewhere. Maybe I'll set y'all on this fence right here, and y'all can watch me cut this real quick. So when I was talking the other day about the roadside and how it's down and how you gotta kind of make a tiny pass up on the level road, and then so you can get the patch on the road. If you just get on the slope, like on that roadside right there, the actual roadside is going to be high. Well, the same thing applies here, but it's a lot trickier here because you got a fence in the way. I'm on a slope, and y'all see that the slope doesn't get any more friendly all the way down to that telephone pole. But if you look, the spray, when I spray stuff and I know there's a slope like this, I want to spray. If you're going to spray, I want to bring it out as far as I can, so the mower can get it, because there's no point in spraying if you got a weed eat. You know, I don't want to weed eat, and you can't get up on the flat part because the fence is in the way. It ain't like a road. It's a little bit more of a thing. That's why I like spraying the fence lines, and I like to spray them a little bit wide, as long as ain't nobody crying about it, you know. So right there, you see, if the grass was this way another 12 inches, I wouldn't be able to get all that, you know, without getting flat or putting a weed eater flat across there. Same thing behind me, you see. Just food for thought, man. Food for thought. I can run anything. So we got to a good spot. We're gonna take a break. You know, having the V-Ride over here, well, it's affecting our time for sure. Not that it's not a good mower and all that. I don't want to get into all that. But it's a 52-inch deck, and he's got the mouth of the deck covered. So he's having to work a lot harder than what he would if he were on a 60-inch one of my mowers. Because number one, you got to stand up. Number two, the deck ain't as wide. Number three, it's not as fast. Number four, it's not blowing the grass out, so the grass is just constantly coming up in your face. He's covered with freaking grass, dust, covered. And he hasn't cut any more, you know, than I have. My suggestion would be to take that, you know, minimum, take that shoot block thing off. It ain't a shoot block. It's a shoot blocker, but it's permanently on there. And he's having to carry his weed eater around with him. See, on big jobs like this, you want to be able to, sit down and have the weed eater with you. I don't know if he's going to continue going with that or what. So I just want to kind of show y'all this, and it doesn't apply on a lot of properties, but when you're doing stuff like this, you see the ditch line changes. It does this, and the depth changes. So when you're going straight down, you know, you'd think, okay, it's a ditch, right? But it's not. It's a ditch, and then it's a drop off, you know, whatever you want to call it. And then on this side, it's not such a slope right down here, but up there it is. But what that does is, if I can explain it right, I'm not sure. What that does is that makes it where you, and whenever I'm in a ditch, and I got a disclaimer, but whenever I'm in a ditch, I want the corner of the deck to be in the V of the ditch, in the bottom of the ditch, or in the bottom of the ditch, either one, when I'm riding a ditch. And typically you can do that, but you can't do that here because the ditch changes. And the ditch changes, and also the elevations on outside the ditch changes. So if you're on a 60-inch mower and you're just going back and forth right here, well, you're going to miss a lot of stuff if you don't put the corner of the, because you're right, when you come down the hill, the ditch moves over here, and then this ground moves over here, and it's uphill. And so the ditch is doing this, you know, and the ground outside is doing the same thing. So it's not a straight ditch, I guess. I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm saying. So if you ride it this way, right, blowing it in, and then you ride it this way, blowing it out, typically you can put each corner of the deck in the bottom of the ditch, but here you can't. You can't follow it around because of the grade on the outside of the ditch. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm really explaining it right, but you'll find either you're gonna mark the grass all up, which on a roadside, not a big deal, or you're gonna leave a big spot, you know, a spot that the deck, the wheels on the mower went across it, but the deck wasn't in the bottom, wasn't where it needed to be as far as riding into the bottom of the V of the ditch. So now you leave spots. That's a much bigger deal than marking it up on this particular property. Every property is different. This is a roadside, so I mean, it is what it is. Now, if you were in Pawpaw's yard, well, you wouldn't have to worry about that ditch, because if there is a ditch there, it's not going to be nearly this long, and I mean, it's not going to be nearly that long, so you could weed eat and all that kind of thing. But when you got a quarter mile, half mile, a mile long ditch, I'm not weed eating none of that. So just some food for thought on ditch line riding and stuff. It's hard to tell right here. I don't know how good the camera is. I noticed that this camera really doesn't give good detailed footage. Maybe it's a setting on the camera I can change, but I'm gonna get the DJI Action 4 camera, so maybe it'll have better detail. Because when I see my stuff on YouTube, all this looks fuzzy. So yeah. Well, yeah, he's catching a little more dust than what he should. I'm going to suggest to him that he use my mower the rest of the cut, because, well, number one thing, he's got to carry the weed eater. I think you'd do better over here on this kind of job with that mouth open, don't you? The mouth on the side, then you wouldn't be nearly as dirty. you know. But if you're in somebody's yard, you got to kind of have that kind of thing going on, don't you? Yeah.
You ain't supposed to go towards the house.
Right. But
Right.
having that thing down, don't that make it harder on the mower?
Yeah, I mean,
If you get too thick.
Field grass,
Yeah.
bi-weekly, out of range, cut it slow.
You gonna get in there for a minute, man? That dirt. He's a hard worker, y'all. No lie. Dude is a hard worker, man. I mean, doesn't matter what he's doing. He's a hard worker. He can either be weed eating, mowing. I mean, he's been riding around on that Scag for the last hour and a half on this HOA, carrying the weed eater with him in his hand and cutting and stepping off and weed eating. Sometimes I've seen him even not to step off. I guess that's pretty good insurance, yeah. Awesome. Okay, guys. So he went on and got back on the Laser ZX series. It's a better mower for this type of work here. Well, you know, I think it's a better mower overall, but I know Scag has something that's close. But y'all see all this grass right here? That's from the chute blocker that he's got on that Scag. It's a permanent one. It's closed off. See, and that's dry. If this were wet, it would be really ugly. But see, so that mower would do better over here if the chute blocker wasn't on, put it that way. So yeah, but y'all can see, and this is just one. There was a big chunk over there when we were coming back, and this is dry grass. So and one other thing, he was covered from head to toe. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna work about another 30 minutes or so, and we'll wrap this up tomorrow and do some other stuff that we need to do. Once I had to change the schedule around, and then we did that tree over there and a few other little things and a couple of things I didn't expect, spraying and blah 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 blah. We done hit the quota for today. If we don't get done with this, we're still, if we can do you know, 3/4 of this, I'll say $300. You know, if we can do $300 worth right here, then that's going to take us, with everything else we done, that's going to take us on up to about $800. So yeah, deuces.